Welcome back to the WDSU TV's live stream. We are currently into the live stream of the second game. Sean McGrath, the starting pitcher for game number 2. He's already dealing, has a strikeout and pop outs for 2 outs so far in the first inning. He's 2-0 in MEAC games so far and is giving up less than a 200 batting percentage in 3 MEAC appearances. Another swing and miss. Beard, who had a terrific game in game number 1, went 3 for 4, had an RBI, a couple runs scored, but McGrath is dealing early on and gets them looking. So quick start for McGrath, making light work of the Spartans batters in the first inning. So Jonathan Mauricio will be the starting pitcher for game number 2 for the Spartans. In his 9 appearances, he has a 1-2 record with an ERA of 3.5. If this is your first time tuning in to the game, in the first game, the Hornets fell 6-0. They were unable to get any runs due to good pitching performance by Matt. Matt Hoffman was the pitcher in the game 1, and he threw a complete game, only allowed 4 hits against the Hornets batters, walked a couple. But this is a DSU team that has produced a lot of runs lately, and we do expect them to bounce back. Henry's up to bat. He's batting at just 400%, just a little over, and entering to today's doubleheader. And will ground out here for the Hornets' first out of the game. John Mauricio, who has an ERA of 4.5 overall, has struggled in conference play so far. ERA is over 6 in his 2 appearances. So ball 1, and that would be a foul. So 1 ball, 1 strike for Smith. He was able to get some contact on a lot of pitches at bat during his at-bats last game, but just unfortunately, good fielding kept him from reaching the base. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. We're going to get a timeout here by Smith. Smith batting at 385 in conference play, entering today's doubleheader. And swing and a miss, and he'll be out number 2. And Mason Ed's coming in. So 1 strike to start his at bat. And Mason Ed single to left field. So good start for him. He's struggled lately in the MEAC, batting less than 200, but he's done a pretty good job when he's been a first person up or a second person up. That'll be ball 1. Bentley's up now. Bentley just off the edge of the bat, foul. And another foul by Bentley. Austin Bentley, another person who came alive in conference play, batting 382 in his 8 games coming into today's doubleheader with 11 RBIs. See if he can get Mason Ed to advance to second. This is a Hornet team that can manufacture runs in a lot of different ways. And there's Mason Ed going for the steal, and he get it. He's caught stealing, and that will end the bottom of the first. Hornets second in stolen attempts in the MEAC, but got caught stealing there. Didn't get the jump that he needed and gets tagged out. So top of the second. McGrath was really dealing in the first inning, had a lot of people just off balance, missing, striking out. He's undefeated in MEAC play with 2 wins, 0 losses in his 3 appearances, keeping batters under 200 during a game in terms of batting average. McGrath, the 6'3" right-handed pitcher from St. George's High School in Bear, Delaware. That's where I'm from, so I had to give him a shout out to that. 4-year varsity letter winner at St. George's, and was second in team history with 89 hits and 59 career runs. So he's a guy who can do a lot of things. Also had an ERA of 1.16 in his senior year with St. George's. Has stepped right in and has done a terrific job in MEAC play for the Hornets as a freshman. 2 balls, 0 strikes. And McGrath on the outside of the plate, so the count's 2-1. Counts 3-1 now. Hall laying off the outside pitch that time. Hall to right field. And it'll drop. But he'll remain at first. Norfolk State did a lot of damage last game, stealing a lot of bases. Let's see if the Hornets have figured it out. See if they can get a couple of these runners caught stealing. As McGrath will take a check to make sure Hall doesn't get too much of a good leadoff. And Vaz hits this one deep to left field. It's going to be foul. Good catch, actually. And Austin Bentley doing a good job tracking that one down for out number 1 in the top of the second. Rosario's now at the plate. Senior from Bridgeport, Connecticut. He was second on the team last year with a batting average of .338, but struggled so far this season. And he'll get that one in the gap to left field again. Roger Hall could have probably took third as it was a bobble by Masonette out there. So now we have runners on second and first. Anderson, not a power hitter, but has a lot of speed. Expect him maybe to go for a bunt here. Anderson, the freshman from Norfolk, Virginia. Grew up right in the backyard of the Norfolk baseball program. He beat out a couple of ground balls in the first game of the doubleheader. As we're in the top of the second inning. So McGrath with his first challenge here with runners on first and second. McGrath inside almost hit Rosario. I'm sorry, almost hit Anderson, so that's going to be ball. So a little meeting there. If you have 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. And another ball. Don't want to walk and have bases loaded here. Lee is on deck, and he's batting close to 300. Anderson is the person you want to try to get out if you can. And he walked him. So bases loaded. So a crucial situation. Don't want the game to get out of hand. Only one out. So everything's in play. Can see a sacrifice fly. Lee had one in his last game to bring a runner home. And actually, I'm sorry, it's going to be Herrera's up to bat next. Herrera, the second team All MEAC, batting over 400 in MEAC play in his 6 appearances entering today's game. McGrath with the strike. And can they turn it to a double play? And they do. And they will avoid any runs. They'll have everybody left stranded. Terrific job turning that. Good job pitching by McGrath. Not panicking. Trusting the fielding behind them. And forcing them into a double play. As we're looking at a dugout of J.P. Blandon, Delaware State Hornets, most winningest coach in MEAC history. Over 380 wins. By far the quickest to 300 as well in Delaware State history. Score is still 0-0. Devin Bentley. Looks like Devin Bentley is, sorry, he's not up on deck, is he? Yes, he is. He's going to be at the plate. 5'11" sophomore out of Waldorf, Maryland. Appeared in 33 games as a designated hitter last year. And this one's high up in the air, and that will be out, number 1. Nothing too hard for Rosario there to make that catch. And Zielecki Izani. He had a 9-game hitting streak coming into this game. He drills that one, and it's foul. He really was able to get it out in front, turn his hips, and just, he almost sent that one out. Not only is Zielecki leads the team in batting average, also leads the team in ERA. He's able to do everything. And it's going to be a ball. 2 strikes, 1 ball, 1 out for the Hornets in the bottom of the second. Count still 2-2 now. And Zelecki was just, he's going to miss that one, caught swinging. A little low for him. He was close earlier on as hitting that one out. Just a little late when he pulled it foul. Barlett from Delaware Military Academy, junior from Wilmington, Delaware. One strike, 2 outs. Counts now 1-1. Check swing. Let's see what the call is. And it'll be a ball. He was able to keep it from going past the plate. Barlett's a person who struggled against righties, batting only 100 for the season, 5 for 50. And he'll take the walk. Good at bat there by Barlett. Cameron O'Durkle is up. Ball 1. Start his at bat. O'Durkle got some contact on a couple of pitches. Last game just was unable to get him to drop before and reach the outfield and just fell harmlessly into Rosario's hands or Duke's hands or whoever was back there in center field and right field. So right now the pitch count's 1-1. O'Durkle with 2 strikes. Two strikes, 2 balls, 2 outs, man on first. And fouls this one off. Off the edge of the bat, just slightly off the edge of it. That one outside again. So we have a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, man on first. Hornets left a couple stranding in last game. See if they can actually take advantage here in the second one. Laughed a little bit. The ball jumped. I forgot the net's here, and I'm in a press box. Have to be composed in that type of situation. And they're going to call that strike 3. Heading to the top of the third. So here's a replay on Durko. So no replay here for anybody watching. McGrath was able to avoid disaster with bases loaded, was able to force a double play. The Hornets now 1 game back of the North Division lead after losing the first of the 2 games of the doubleheader. Lee is up to bat for the top of the third and pops this one up really high. The Hornets will make work of that. Good job by Brantley. Strike 1 against Dukes. DeAnthony Dukes had a very, very good game at the top of the doubleheader. He causes havoc at the top of the lineup. Very quick. When he gets on base, he's just a pain in the necks of pitchers because he's always trying to jump to the second, always trying to jump to third base. Has terrific speed. So the count's 2-1. And this one is fouled out of right field. The count is 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And caught him looking. So McGrath dealing still. Saeed Mahadi had 2 runs batted in last game. Takes the first pitch strike. That one inside for ball one. And McGriff took some juice off of that one, only 76 miles per hour, and it had Mahadi way out in front for strike two. Changing speed is something you don't see a lot of freshmen do very often. And Mahadi pops this one up. And it'll end up being foul. One ball, two strikes, one out. Saeed Mahadi. And that one's too low for ball two. And we're going to have error here, leads to first base for Mahadi. That's a play Ty Henry has to make. And we talked about at the top of the show of how they have to eliminate these errors from their game. The Hornets are second to last in fielding percentage in the MEAC. And Beard's back up. Last time he was up, he struck out. And that's going to be foul. So one strike, two outs. Top of the third. Beard, the red shirt junior from Chesapeake, Virginia. Trying to catch, stealing, no. They're just struggling to get anybody who takes off. Has not been able to catch anybody stealing yet. Brian Beard, a transfer from Old Dominion.
I know my roommate's making a video. The question. Sophia Zingali. Who is your roommate, sweetie? Sophia Zingali. Yeah. Well, we live off campus. Yeah. So she cut the video herself? Yeah, they've been working with like a GoPro, and she's been working with.
Two balls, two strikes for Beard.
Guys. But I know she's been working on the video. Well, there you go. Now we have some answers, Dennis.
Two outs in the top of the third. And a swing and another miss. Actually, it seems like they're going to call that a foul.
Yeah.
Count still 2-2. McGrath has had excellent command early on.
Connection with the soccer team. Soccer team.
What's the score first, guys?
6-0.
Full count, 3-2. And They're going to call hit by pitch. Beard will advance to first. Looked like he kind of turned into it a little bit. So runners are second and first for McGrath. So now the referees are having a meeting here. Top of the third, Roger Hall. Dangerous hitter, led them, was second in MEAC in RBI last season with 41 runs batted in. Hall with 14 runs batted in so far this season. Will take the strike. And McGrath once again going to the outside. 2 strikes. Counts 0-2. Way outside for Hall. And slaps this one to second base, and that's a good job by Smith flipping it and forcing out number 3. So that's going to be a fielder's choice for Roger Hall. Fans still here for the doubleheader action.
It depends on the lesson. I mean, usually local lessons take about an hour, and when I go like doing the cross country, maybe 5 hours total in the air. Yeah, I've been down to Raleigh, North Carolina, and Greensboro, and Kitty Hawk, where the Wright brothers did their first flight and went around the museums.
All I'm gonna tell you is, I wouldn't be too scared if I saw you in the pilot seat. There's a couple.
John Evan for the Mauricio still warming up.
I am. He's gonna be running in with his little suitcase, and I'll be like,
Yeah, Cam, what you know about that, Jay?
Yeah.
Talk about this. Okay. What album was that? That was, Come Home With Me?
I've been into Latrobe.
So Sam Barber's up to bat. His intro music was "Old Boy" by Cameron. So I hope he gets a hit because that's one of my favorite songs.
Heard about, your boy Will Smith?
This is
Did you see the dude?
flying by the World Trade
Yeah,
Center.
right?
Yeah.
I think it's planes. They're small.
Yeah,
It's like two-seater,
pizza.
four
Yeah.
little.
Yeah.
This is the plane. That's a picture my mom took when I showed the house.
Do you always want to be a pilot?
Barber batting 286 in conference play.
He got, I don't know if he had the piece on him already, but he went to the glove.
I've always like enjoyed the idea of flying, but it kind of wasn't.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Saw the aviation major that they offered where I really decided.
Like I said, I trust you. There's a couple of you guys that'd be like, oh, not so much. You've done pretty good. I've seen your grades. You're good.
Barber calls time.
Are we still having a desk this year?
Yep. Monday the 24th? 25th.
It really irks me because I can't make president's list because of the incomplete
Ball 2, so the count's 2-2.
flight labs because
Right.
you can never finish them in a
I
semester.
think that your chair should have a conversation with the provost officer.
And that one's outside.
Holler at you, dude. All right. See y'all.
I mean, because
Full count for Barber.
it's the same thing with NCAA. If I'm taking, say, 12 credits, one of them's a flight lab, but I don't complete it, I fall below my credits.
And he'll be heading to first after that walk.
I mean, it'd be nice to talk to somebody about that because all the aviation majors, it's just how it is.
I love that he listens to Justin Bieber, by the way. This kid gets-
Oh, this is picked for him.
Oh.
He's a freshman.
All right, well, they still give him major props.
We call him the Gerber baby nickname.
Remember, you're talking to Brian's house, so let's not talk about hazing.
And Panzerilla's out, but was able to get Barber to second. Henry's up to bat. With a man in scoring position. That one's high.
Get 5.
Henry batting just over 300 when with a person in scoring position.
I'm just thirsty.
Don't be putting his business out like that, Dennis.
Fights off that pitch for a foul.
Ooh, Dennis. I guess my invitation got lost in the mail.
Henry looks that one in for a strike. Counts 1-2. 1 out. Runner in second. And bounces that one foul.
Brian did the training.
Okay.
And then, yeah, he brought it over here from,
And Henry finds a gap. There'll be a play at the plate here. And Barber out by a couple of steps there. So we've got 2 outs now. Barber just a step or two too slow. Good job by Rosario throwing from right field. Smith is up to bat. And if you look at the shift, there's a huge gap where it's at second base. If he could get this hit up the middle. And another good hit for the Hornets. Now we have runners on first and second. Able to go opposite field with Smith. And Masonette's up to bat. He's batting .217 against righties. Masonette late on a couple of pitches, 2 straight foul balls. Norfolk loves to throw some pitches to the outside when they have 2 strikes. That's going outside again. They try to sneak the curve to the outside of the plate. This one, he threw it too close to the middle. And right in the gap as we're talking about, Smith will try to go home. He'll score. Errant throw. And now they'll hold the runners at third and second. Good hit by Masonette, taking advantage of the shift by Norfolk State. And the Hornets know this is a big game. They're 1 game out of first place in the North Division. Bentley batting .286 with runners in scoring position. Counts 1-0, 2 outs. And Bentley had a pitch there inside a little bit. Jammed him up a little bit for a foul. So it counts 2-1 after that pitch.
It's not next weekend. 2 weekends. I may try to go down Saturday, but I fly out with golf on
Jonathan Musario. This one's grounded to second, and he'll be throwing him out at first. Good job by Norfolk State, avoiding what could have been a lot more runs. The score is 1-0. Hornets lead going into the top of the fourth.
We're going to qualify for the first time in quite a few years. They're really good. We fly out for golf on Sunday.
Score is 1-0 still. Top of the fourth.
We got to drive to that one, too. That's MEAC. We're not going to HBC. Well, that's the MEAC roundup because HBCU's is graduation, so we're not going. Yep. We're losing half our team. Okay, I lied. I'm leaving on Saturday, so I'm not going to tennis. So it looks like you're going.
I don't know. I mean, I'm going to skip a 5-1.
No.
The thing about tennis, the way the MEAC does it too. I mean, this could be a quick day. If the match is deemed over before all the singles are finished, they just shut it down.
Pack it up.
Yep, you could be leading. They just shut it right down.
McGrath going up against Vaz. Vaz had a good game in the first game of the doubleheader. The first pitch will be a ball. Counts 1-1. Voss fouls that one off. Voss way outside for ball number 2. Trying to work the fastball here. Just been a little off. And it's just good patience by Voss, not swinging at it.
Another sandwich. You want a sandwich? They're very spicy. There's turkey. There's roast beef. There's pepper.
And he'll walk, Voss.
So Clark is off the clock, huh? Clark is off.
Was Mario in the market?
Rosario's back up to bat.
Dave there? Good. Jillian? Good. Getting that rolling.
Had a couple of hits last game.
Eric Hart. Yeah, he probably got those.
And he'll set up the bunt. And they'll be able to get Rosario out at first. But he does what he's supposed to do. He's able to move also to second base and put him in scoring position. And Anderson's back in. Anderson looks at the first strike. Anderson came into this game with only 2 hits, or came into this doubleheader with only 2 hits, but was able to get 2 in the last game alone. Counts 1-1. Anderson fouls that one off. Anderson will be able to advance everybody. Actually, Voss stayed at second. I thought he went. Bases on first and second. McGrath's been in this situation the last couple of innings with runners in scoring position, but both times was able to leave unscathed. This one ends up foul.
In fact, it's turf, so the football lines. Exactly what it was.
And the fastball for the strike. Caught Herrera looking. 2 outs. 2 people up at base. Lee is in. McGrath has been working the fastball mostly. And this time he changes it up a little bit, takes something off of it, makes Lee miss. 1 strike, 2 outs. Lee with runners on first and second. They've left 5 stranded already this game. Lee to center field. Diving catch, and he can't handle it. Looked like it was Darnell Masonette who had it and then lost it. And the score is 1-1 with runners on the corners. Dukes is back in, top of the lineup. And most of the damage when Norfolk State does get a hit is up the middle towards center field. McGrath with the strike. Dukes fouls off the second pitch.
Are you here next weekend, Vito? Okay. Because next week, the second game next Saturday, I got a top, and Mike will probably cover, but I want you to, if you're here, you know. We go down to North Carolina. Okay. Because I got to do this banquet. I got this Delaware Afro-American Hall of Fame or something like that. I got to do that next weekend, but it's like 6 o'clock Saturday.
McGrath just checking on first base and making sure he doesn't get to second. Don't want to have two people in scoring position.
What's going down there? Oh, okay. When you leave?
And this one's to center field. He'll have a chance to redeem himself. And makes easy work of that. Heading to the bottom of the fourth with the score tied at 1. And here's a replay. Looks like Dukes is frozen in time.
I tried to catch up with him when we were out in Phoenix when we played Grand Canyon basketball, but I guess he was, you know how football season is. Unless told he wanted to come to the game. Got some tickets for that. I imagine at that point of the season, it was like December. He was out. I don't know how far where. I mean, they play in Glendale, but I don't know where they practice. I don't know how far that is from Phoenix.
You see, Lecky was just a tad late on his last at bat at drilling one to right field. It just went foul. One ball, 0 strikes. Lecky again pulls it foul. If he can just get out in front of it just a little bit quicker. So 2 strikes, 1 ball. And Zalecki caught looking, disagreed with it a little bit, had a couple words to say to the ump. Jacob Bartley back up to bat. Fastball for strike 1. So Bartley with the count 0-2 against him quickly in this at bat. Still wants to be patient, don't want to chase at something that's going to be in the ground. He does a good job laying off of that one. And strike 3 to the outside. On Durko. That's the first pitch strike go by him. A little bit of a breaking ball pitch there by Jonathan Mauricio for ball one. Again, working the outside plate. Strike two. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good job by on Durko not swinging for that one. On Durko grounds out to first. So a quick bottom of the fourth inning. Score still 1-1 as we head to the top of the fifth. Here's a replay. This one looks a couple of innings ago. And this is where they're able to get an out and force the end of the inning. This was a couple of innings ago. Some more fans here in Soldier Field taking in a doubleheader action. Thank you. Appreciate it. Saeed with a swing and a miss. He came into this doubleheader batting only .226 in conference play. And checks his swing. So we have 1 ball, 2 strikes. Score still 1-1. Norfolk State, the last time they faced Delaware State, lost a doubleheader in Norfolk. And another swing and miss, and he's out. That'll be the first out of the top of the fifth. Brian Beard is in. He's 0 for 2 so far in today's game. Fouls off the first pitch. This went way outside for ball one. And he is heading to first. Looked like he got grazed a little bit. And Hall is back up, the ever dangerous hitter. Batting 258 this season in conference play. Hall will foul that one off.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. So yeah, that ain't good for movie.
Norfolk State has not been as aggressive trying to steal bases here in the second game.
Yeah, that's like
Something that plagued the Hornets
got up, took a shower, watched sports
earlier today.
somebody, just regular day.
2 balls, 1 strike. In up the middle for a Hall. Runners on the corners. And Chris Panzarella was right there, but he ran out of position. And it cost the team there. Voss with a swing and a miss. McGrade's been in this position a few times already. He's only given up 1 run. Had a few situations with runners in scoring position. And has kept his composure throughout. One strike, one ball, one out. Top of the fifth.
Gotta get charged mileage, so you're gonna be cheaper getting a real rental car. It's 'cause there's getting too many miles on those cars. But they didn't tell us.
Voss fouls that one off. Kyle Voss leads
Yeah, so poor guy was report.
Norfolk in batting average.
And how do we find out they
Has a chance to take the lead here at this at bat.
Keith Walker, Skip Perkins, and Glacier on it? And it's my reservation. And they say you aren't allowed to.
McGrath was able to force a double play in a situation like this back in the second inning.
She says, well, I guess you work for us now. He said, I guess I do. Understand.
This one is deep to center and over the outstretched arms. And we have a couple of people coming in. Voss all the way to third. Scores 3-1. Masonette couldn't make the catch. Voss looked a little slow to get up, but scores now 3-1. Voss with the triple.
For a day trip to Morgan or Powell, or Powell, you know,
You'll be okay, because I think
it's
maybe it's 150. It might be 150. All I know is I went over going to maybe
Masonette having a rough
W and back.
last couple of innings.
$38. It's like I think it's like 60 cents a mile. Exactly. Or budget, take your pick.
is that cold? All right, so JR, we want to change picture. The code there, right? You see this at 6. Change. All right, so since we're on the field, we go to our picture. Grab is going out at 23. That's cold. Yeah, 23. Just put the number in. Tap
So here's a replay. Hit to center. Voss sees this went over Masonette's head and is able to take third. You see 2 runs scored here.
I wouldn't see why not now, because they're done. As long as we just don't get anything I feel like we need to at some point try to help them. So what you just need to do is you need to say, Coach, look, you stay on that area. We're going to say they do not want to talk to you. If the head coach has a problem, he will come to, but you aren't allowed to talk to the kids. Because at this point, we've only got 2 more weeks before the other anyway. Like I say, it'll only be 2 more
Ball is fouled. 1 ball, 1 strike. Counts 3-1. And he'll walk him. So runner on first and third. Scored 3-1. And up the middle. Is able to get one out. But now the score will be 4-1. Good job by Anderson advancing the runner. Runner on second with 2 outs. And that'll send the runner home. So a 4-run inning as Rosario will score. Good job by Herrera to right center field. And the freshman McGrath, who was doing very well in the first few innings here in the 5th, is having some issues. Now Lee is up to bat, runner at first. And this will be hit just over the head of Panzarella. So runners on first and second. Still 2 outs. Dukes is up as a top of the inning, top of the order.
You all right? You good, Willie? Yeah. 5-8, one on top, 1-4, one on the bottom. I got Adrian.
Let's see if McGrath can avoid some more points here if he can get this guy out, get Dukes out. Even though the damage has already been done, you just want to keep your Hornets within scoring distance.
There you go. 4 for us? You say 8-4 or 8-3? There you go.
So the score is 5-1, 2 outs. And he'll ground out to avoid further damage. But the Hornets now down 5-1, heading to the bottom of the 5th. The Hornets, who have lost 6 of their last 7 games, really need this one to right the ship.
Did he get it? Okay. Yeah, I sent him a link. He said it worked. Okay. Okay, good.
Chris Panda Zella. And Sam Barber's back up to the plate. I really want him to get a hit just because he's playing Cameron as his intro music. Score is 5-1 at the bottom of the fifth. Counts 1-1. Strike on the outside. That'll be another ball. Count 2-2. See if the Hornets can steal back some momentum here in the bottom of the fifth. Swing and a miss for Barber. And he was heading to the dugout. And Panza having trouble with Chris's name. He's up to bat. And he hits one deep to center field. And Dukes is able to get back there in time, and that's out number 2. Henry's up to bat. The freshman is a movement science major. Two balls, no strikes. And to right field, it'll fall in between the gap here for a single for Henry. And Smith is up to bat. He had a hit on his last at-bat appearance. So it counts 2-0. Counts 2-1. Smith grounds one, and he'll be out. So another scoreless inning for the Hornets. They still trail 5-1, heading to the top of the 6th. Norfolk State proving why they have had such a great record on a road. Their pitching has gotten much better into MEAC play. Third in MEAC in runs. Third in MEAC in his ERA. Cole Davis struggled in his last inning, giving up 4 runs. Let's see if the freshman from Magnolia, Delaware can bounce back. This one's headed to center field. And it'll be out number 1 for Norfolk. Brian Beard up to bat. And this one's high in the air again. And difficult catches made. Looked like they were having trouble figuring out where the ball was at. But Austin Bentley was able to make a great catch just before the ball was able to land. And a little bit of a error avoided. So 2 outs. Hall is back up. Hall grounds it. And saying he beat the throw and he's safe.
I'm not going to give him a hit. I'm just trying to decide who to give the error to. Put an error in for us, Will.
Wonder who the error will be for that one. It looks like could have been Henry or Panzella. So that's ball number 2. 0 strikes, 2 outs. Davis a little inside on that one. And fastball strike, 85 miles per hour for Davis. And another foul. So ball 3, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on first. And they're going to say it's fair. He's trying to go home. They're going to wave him back at third. Look like Hall thought about going home. So runners on second and third. And Davis in another rough patch here. Hornets coach J.P. Blandon having a discussion with the umpire, trying to decide if it's foul or not. Blandon and the ref having some discussion, trying to decide what the call is going to be. It looks like it'll still remain fair. So Davis calls Barber over for a meeting. Just outside for Rosario there. He doesn't swing. So ball two, no strikes. 2 outs. Davis trying to limit the damage here. And this one just fouled off. That will be ball three, 1 strike. Big at bat here for both teams. And this one is fair. But good play to be the third out there. Good job by Jacob Bartlett, forcing the out at first. There's a replay here when Norfolk State was able to get the lead. And this is Vaz after the hit. Mason to lead off, bottom of the sixth. Swing and a miss by Masonette, chasing the fastball to the outside, wasn't unable to get it. Another swing and a miss, and that was 87 miles per hour. So Marusio turned up the heat a little bit. '87 again. And actually, it was Michael Parmentier who was in now, throwing the fastball, throwing it around 87, 86 now. Mason is able to get a single. He's going to try to stretch it to a double. And he's safe. Aggressive base running there by Masonette. Here's the replay. He's going to just stop at first and then notice that they're not really being too urgent with the ball there, and he takes off and beats the tag. So runner at scoring position, Bentley's up. There's a foul ball. Bentley batting just under 290 with runners in scoring position. One ball, one strike. And is able to get that one to the right. Masonette trying to go home, and he will. So score is 2-5. Good job by Bentley finding the gap in the infield. Jalen Zalecki leads the team in batting average. Came in to the doubleheader of a 9-game hitting streak. One ball. No strikes, no outs. Bottom of the sixth. And Parmentier staying on the outside. Zelecki's batting .350 overall against righties. And he's got a couple of good hits, but he's just gone foul. Two balls, one strike. So the count's 2-2. And caught looking. Strike three for Zelecki. Bartlett back up to bat. Forced a walk in his last time up. And this is to right field, but it will be foul. Two balls, one strike, one out. And just got a little bit too much underneath that one. There will be out number two. On Dirkle right up the middle. That'll bring a runner to second. And my favorite player, Barber's back up again. He bats at .333 with runners in scoring position. Big time at bat here. Got a chance to cut into this lead. One ball, one strike, two outs. And Barber flies out. Had good contact on it. Flies out though. And that will end the threat at second and first. DSU still trails by 3. Was able to cut into the lead a little bit.
Second game is 7 innings, so this will be the last. Oh, really? Yeah, and the second game of doubleheader is only 7 innings, so this will be the last. So I put Hunter in now, right, for the pitcher.
Here's a replay here. This is when Masonette got it going by stealing the second. And then that hit will bring Masonette home. And that's how the Hornets were able to get the lead down to 3. But then Barber flies out to end the threat. Anderson will lead off the 7th inning. Swing and a miss. So the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes for Anderson. Fouls that one off. And good pitch there leads to a strike for McVeigh, who came in to replace Davis. Davis comes in and challenges Anderson a couple pitches to the inside early on in his relief role. Robert Depp is in as a pinch hitter. McVeigh with 1 ball, 1 strike against Depp. Way outside on that one. So ball 3, 1 strike. And he walks him. So runner at first, Lee is in. Lee fouls off the first pitch. McVay's getting a lot of movement on his pitches here, but had tough time last at bat getting into the zone. There's a foul. Lee tried to place down a bunt. Norfolk's done a good job today of advancing their players to second base, getting them into scoring position, whether it's a bunt, sacrifice, fly, or maybe a single. They've done all of it. They've done a good job of just continuing to get their runners in scoring position. That one to the outside, and there's a stolen base because of it. They've been doing stuff like that both games, and now he's in scoring position. Changes Lee's approach. He doesn't have to lay down a bunt or anything. He could be more aggressive. And McVay just can't get anything in the strike zone in the last two at-bat appearances. Lee just gets a piece of it to stay alive in it at-bat. And this one right back at McVay. Good play by him. Good reaction time by the pitcher there for out number 2. Dukes has had a solid job fielding in the outfield at center field. Is up 2 outs in the top of the 7th. So, ball 1. Dukes fouls off the second pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. Runner on second. Counts 1-2. And in the gap, that will bring a runner home. So Granger will score. The score is now 6-2. And it starts because Granger was able to steal second. He's able to get himself in scoring position. And there's another stolen base. And just like that, another person in scoring position, 2 outs. As we talked about entering today's contest, Norfolk State led the MEAC in bases stolen. They also lead the MEAC in runs scored. Counts 2-2. Mahadi really over the plate here. Grounds it to third. And he'll be out. But not before Norfolk State was able to put a one run on the board. Score is 6-2. The Hornets down 4, heading to the bottom of the 7th. Panzarella leading off in the bottom of the 7th. Really feel bad for him. They make him come out to Justin Bieber Baby every single time, every single at bat. One ball, one strike. Counts 2-2. Panzarella, the freshman from Hazeltown, Pennsylvania. Swing and a miss for out number 1. Henry is in. He's had some success. Henry has been terrific in MEAC play. There's the first ball. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Henry gets it past the gap in first base and second. So another good job by Henry getting on base. Smith batting just under 260 against righties. First pitch is a ball. So another ball. Counts now 2-1. Counts now 2-2. And strike 3 had Smith looking. So out number 2. Masonette, who scored a run earlier in the game, is back up to bat. Hornets have looked at a lot of first pitch strikes in this game. And Masonette grounds out. And he didn't beat the throw, so he's out at first. And that'll be in the end of the game. Hornets lose 2-6. And Norfolk State will get their revenge after losing a doubleheader at their home arena last month. Thank you for your coverage here at DSU-TV of our live stream game with doubleheader action against Delaware State versus Norfolk State. Unfortunately, the Hornets lose both, and now they're down 2 in a MEAC North Division title chase. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, this is Derek Slayton for WDSU TV Sports. Make sure to follow us on our Facebook page, Twitter, and also we have Snapchat as well. Thank you. Until next time.